You know, one of the first things we learn when we start turkey hunting is sitting still, right? But do you realize that more turkeys are not killed every year by guys and gals that don't sit still? Even experienced hunters have a problem sometimes with sitting still. It's true, and it don't matter how good of a camo you got, it doesn't matter how good of a backdrop you got to sit still. We learned that when we first started turkey hunting, right? But a lot of times we still pull the same old tricks, and we make the mistake by moving when we shouldn't be moving. I think sitting still is still one of the most important things that you can do as a turkey hunter to be successful. Now, most turkey vests today, if you got a good one, has a good padded seat, good pad on that you can sit on once you sit on the ground. But if you don't have a pad, let's say you don't have one, make sure that when you sit down, your back's up against the tree, you're comfortable, you're not going to be in a strain, you're not going to be sitting sideways. One of the worst feelings is when you have to sit on a hill that is not level, and half of you sitting this way and the other half sitting that way, and you're kind of sitting, your back starts screaming, your legs start screaming after about 30 minutes, and you start twisting and you start moving around. Movement is what makes turkeys, you may not be able to see them out there, but they can see you, and that's what makes a lot of them not come in, is because they saw something out there before you could really see them good. They saw something they just didn't like. So you got to learn to sit still. You got to be comfortable. Make sure you're comfortable before you start working that turkey. Make sure that you're comfortable. Make sure that you're all set. Make sure your back's not hurting. Make sure you can sit there for at least a couple of hours without squirming too much. All right, that's one of the number one mistakes that people make, whether they're just starting out or whether they're experienced. One of the biggest mistakes they make is by moving when they shouldn't move. So make sure that you're comfortable once you set up. The number two mistake people do, they don't soft call enough, and they want to call too loud. I don't know what it is about people, but as soon as they get a new call, they want to go out in the woods and they want to see how loud that call is. Now, sometimes there's a need for calling loud when you're running and gunning, or you're trying to find a turkey up in the daytime and you got to get off of them hollers and hills and across them fields. Then it's all right to call loud. But once you have a gobbler gobbling back at you, and once you start working him, man, you can't express enough to soft call. What about mornings that gobblers just don't gobble? Maybe you didn't heard nothing, or maybe they're just not saying much, and you just have to sit up and you, let's say you're setting up in a good used area, a lot of sign, you just ain't seen no turkeys. Man, you gotta learn how to soft call, because soft calling is going to kill you a lot more turkeys than loud calling. So practice in your truck and in your car or wherever, in off season. You gotta practice on soft purrs and clucks and purrs. Clucks and purrs have killed more turkeys than yelps and cutting put together, I guarantee you. So once you get that gobbler up, especially under 80 yards, you've got to learn how to soft call. And even if you don't have a turkey answering you and you're setting up in a good area, learn to soft call. A lot of times I'll be sitting at a tree and ain't heard nothing all morning, and you'll hear me do stuff like this. Stuff like that. Practice your purrs, practice your clucks, practice talking low. And when you can talk low to turkeys, hey, you will see more turkeys come in on you. And if you'll learn to sit more still, guarantee you, them two mistakes people do every year, and it costs them turkeys. But if you can learn how to soft call more and learn how to sit still even better than you can now, you will kill more turkeys. And number three, the mistake I want to talk about is this. When you think you've set long enough, set a little bit longer. I can't tell you the turkeys that's still alive today that could have been shot by people getting up too soon and walking and bumping turkeys, or I've had this happen to me, actually getting up when nothing say nothing, they're not gobbling, get up and walk about 10 yards or 15 yards, a big gobbler fly up in front of you. It was coming in quiet, but you just didn't know it, and he flew up right in front of you. I've had that happen to me, and believe me, that is not a good feeling. So the general rule of thumb is this: when you think you've set long enough, set about 20 minutes longer. And if you'll set them extra 20 minutes, you'll be surprised at the turkeys that just might come in on you. Whereas if you'd have got up and left, you'd have never seen them, or you'd have bumped them. So them are 3 mistakes that people just constantly make year after year. So what we're going to do, number one, we're going to learn to set more still. We're going to get comfortable when we sit down before we start working that turkey. We're going to set more still, and we're not going to move. Number two, we're going to learn to call more soft and do more soft calling than loud calling. And number three, when you think you've set long, sit there a little bit longer. All right? If you will do them 3 things right there, you will kill more turkeys. I promise you, year after year. It's just 3 common mistakes people make, but it will cost them every time. Believe me. All right? Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you can put that to use. Hey, if you haven't joined my Facebook, go over and join me there. Just go up to the description, hit that link there, and come on over and like and follow me there. There's other videos there that you might enjoy. And just follow me all year long. Tell me about your success, and God bless you. And we'll see you very soon in the next video. All right?